Hello, beautifuls. This is Aromie here. Welcome back to Seduce Me 2 with Matthew's route. So here we are in his room. Well, our room, actually. After waking up from a nightmare that Matthew was using us as a toy and we were caged up, which was horrible. Because that's not cool.
Whoa! It's okay. It's alright. It's just me.
Matthew's voice tried to warm over my fear, but my feelings were still conflicted, despite my brain knowing better. He continued to stare at me, waiting for me to relax. I could only meet his gaze warily and with both fear and sadness.
Hey, I'm gonna hug you, okay? That's all.
Yes, hugs. My heart wanted to believe him. I had to. He couldn't be as sadistic as my nightmare had depicted him. I nodded and Matthew slowly began to wrap his arms around me, hugging me to his chest.
There we go. It's okay.
Oh, you're so comforting. I began to melt into Matthew's arms, finally feeling the fear disappear. I was going to say despair, what the hell? Disappear from my body. I pressed my face into his shoulder, shaking in remorse as the panic drained away. I'm sorry. Matthew simply rocked me, not nodded, in his arms and nuzzled the side of my head with his. He occasionally planted a kiss over my cheek and shoulder, reminding me of his love, and that everything was okay. His breaths became a tempo for me to follow, letting me relax and feel his love all around me.
Bad dream, huh?
Very. Yeah. Matthew gave me a soft squeeze. Snuggling up to me, I gratefully snuggled back. He would never hurt me. I couldn't let myself be this affected by a nightmare. Hopefully he wouldn't ask about it.
Hey, whatever the dream was, just know that everything will be alright, okay? It was just a stupid nightmare. Whenever you wake up, I'll be right here beside you, ready to make it go away.
So cute. The way he sounded so confident made my heart flutter my chest. He truly cared for me, and that was something I adored about him. He loved me, and I loved him in return just as much. I nodded and nuzzled his shoulder, warming into his embrace further. Matthew smiled and kissed the top of my head. As I closed my eyes, he gently laid us back down on the mattress and helped me shift to lie against him, making his chest my pillow. Thankfully, the nightmare didn't return that night. I was left with a warmer embrace and a peaceful slumber until the morning rose. Even in the days that followed, the nightmare didn't come back. Neither did the mysterious voice. My week became peaceful. Final details for the wedding became our only focus. I was nervous for it, and soon the day of the wedding had snuck up on me, and I was in my room, staring at myself in my wedding dress. I could hardly believe it. I was getting married. My family and the guests were all at the church, waiting for me to march in, but I was so nervous I hadn't left the mansion yet. It was only a 3-minute drive away, so it wasn't like I was in a terrible rush. Looking at the digital clock in my room, I marked the time. 30 more minutes. I let out a sigh. I had to ask my friend to allow me to get ready on my own, so I was alone in the mansion. Yet even while I was alone, the anxiousness of the wedding made me nervous. Why? Was I just that excited? Running a hand over my dress, my fingers traced over the seams and intricacies of the design. Sorry, not dress. It was indeed my dream wedding dress, down to the last detail. My parents fronted the bill as congratulations, which still made me laugh. How they had ever come to accept Matthew was a mystery to me, especially when he was incredibly vague about who he was. I blamed his incubus magic. Before I could wander further into my nostalgic memories, I heard my phone ring, ushering me to quickly answer. Hello?
Hey, Lucky Bride. We have a little bit of a problem.
My mind quickly froze. A problem? What could possibly be wrong?
Now you're scaring her, Naomi.
I don't mean to. Just tell her about the rings.
Huh? The rings? What about the rings?
Well, apparently Matthew forgot to bring them. He knows where they are, but you'll have to bring them with you when you come.
I let out a small sigh. It wasn't a big problem, thank goodness. It was something that had an easy solution. Oh, okay, that's fine. Where did he put them?
Well, he said he put the rings in his dresser drawer. He said it was so Simon couldn't get them.
Really? I rolled my eyes. Simon wasn't that bad. Besides, he was a doll. Sure, he was a doll that could move and stuff, but he wasn't evil, just a bit mischievous. Alright, I'll bring them over. Meet me at the front of the church, and I'll hand them over before the wedding starts.
Got it. See you soon.
I hung up and smiled. At least the issue wasn't something outrageous. That would have been mortifying. Quickly, I rushed over to the dresser and opened the drawer, expecting to see the ring box in plain sight. When I looked inside, I found nothing except clothes. I opened each drawer of the dresser, checking each nook and cranny while moving clothes around to find the box. Nothing. There's Simon. I looked up and glanced around the bedroom. I'm sure of why Simon was laughing. He was really wanting to play a game right now. Damn it, Simon! I hiked up my dress and began to search the halls of the mansion, determined to find Simon. He had to have the rings, and I was in no mood to play around. Simon, give me those rings! He couldn't have gone far. I decided to check this floor before going downstairs. Let's go to... bathroom? Would it be in the bathroom? I stepped into the bathroom, looking around and hoping to find the fur ball somewhere with the ring box. Alas, he didn't seem to be anywhere in sight. What the hell? I grumbled to myself before turning to leave. However, my eyes locked into the bathroom mirror, seeing something that made my heart freeze up. Around my neck was a large tattoo-like mark, resembling a blue chain. It was almost glowing over my skin, and the nightmare suddenly rose into my thoughts, reminding me of the fear I had felt. Staring at it, my body began to tremble as the mark seemed to snake around my neck like a moving shadow. For a moment, I thought the mark would tighten against my neck from simply watching it circle over my skin. I brought my hands to my throat, trying to cover it. I didn't want to see it. It had to have been an illusion, right? I was imagining it. I hesitantly removed my hands from my neck and sighed in relief to no longer see the chain mark. I was freaking out over nothing. I rubbed my eyes gently, relieved. Jeez, I'm getting worked up over it. However, as I looked back up at the mirror, around my neck was a blue collar. I reached to my neck and gasped as I physically felt the collar around my neck. Get it off? This couldn't be happening. This couldn't be happening. I wrapped my fingers around the collar and began to pull at it, trying to rip it apart and get it off my neck. It stretched slightly in my hands, but it remained fastened around my neck. I hastily ran my fingers around it, trying to find a latch or closure. When my fingers came up with nothing, I began to panic even more. How could there not be a latch? I needed to get it off of me. I pulled at it again, practically choking myself in my efforts to remove it. The collar once again stretched in the direction of my pulling hands, but would not rip open. Get off! I nearly screamed, clawing at the collar and yanking it in different directions. Why was it on my neck? Why wouldn't it come off? At that moment, a word came up in my mind. I wasn't sure how it got there or why I thought of the word, but it appeared in my thoughts as if it was exactly what I was thinking about. My fingers began to tingle slightly as it resonated in my mind. As I opened my mouth and let it fly from my tongue, I felt my body slightly warm in reply. Salvo? The collar, somehow responding to what I had said, began to quiver around my neck before fading into a black mist and disappearing into the air. I instinctively sighed in relief. It was off. Thank God. I rubbed my neck, gratefully feeling only my skin and silently appreciating the sensation of my fingers running over my bare neck.
I knew it! I knew it! That girl has demon magic.
I should be able to skip this, because I already read this part.
Then quit talking and let's take her! The demon lord will be so pleased.
Who? Before I could turn and search for the voices, I felt hands grab hold of my feet, and I looked down and lifted my dress. 2 pairs of evil-looking hands had taken hold of my ankles, reaching through a dark red and purple pentagram. I shrieked, trying to pull my legs away, but couldn't stop them as they swiftly pulled me into the ground. I was pulled deeper into the darkness. I was no longer in my room. I was being dragged through a dark void, one that I couldn't escape. I reached out and clawed at the dark, trying to find something to grab onto. I tried to pull my legs away from the hands that were holding them, but couldn't pull free. What was going on? Why was this happening? Someone help me! As if someone had heard my screams, I suddenly felt the hands let go and disappear, leaving me to float in the darkness they left me in. I shut my eyes. Please let this be a dream. Please. I finally felt a surface under my feet and I collapsed onto it, my body curling in on itself from the experience I had. I didn't dare to tear my eyes away from my lap, not ready to get up just yet. The voice I heard, however, made my heart stop.
You. What?
Alright. We're just gonna cry, because that's what I love to do, cry all the time. What about Diana? Because we worry about her. Is she okay? We're gonna explore. Let's go left. And then let's go right. Alright, we already met her. So you're gonna marry Demon, huh? What? I stared at them, unsure of where the change in topic came from. The creature laughed a bit.
Don't tell me you forgot!
Oh no, it's not that. It's just, where did this come from?
Well, you are heading home tonight. This is my only chance to ask why.
Why?
Yeah, why a demon? Why not another human? I mean, I'm not against demons and humans getting together or whatever, but I was just curious, you know? There are like billions of humans on your world. Why a demon?
I took a moment to think about the demon in question whom I was marrying. His face made me smile, and the thought of being able to be with him again made my heart warm up in excitement. His presence remained in my heart, and I knew my answer. We're gonna refuse it. No. No way, no how. I was not in the mood to try out new things after what I had been through, and this was not something I wanted to try at all. And then this is when Diana came and gave it to us. Deliciousness! 4 women dropped down from the chair and somehow managed to fall into the arms of the incubi behind Matthew. And this is where I'm going to be sad, because Damien has a wife in
I
this one.
gotcha. Whoa, are you okay?
My Damien.
Eric!
Love, I've got you!
James!
Whoa, are you all right?
I stared wide-eyed. Their wives came too? I watched as the boys and girls finally planted themselves on the ground before looking around. However, Matthew instantly bolted for me, causing Diana to jump away in surprise. Matthew wrapped his arms around me and I instinctively tensed up from being charged at before taking in his scent and physical form. He was here. I wasn't dreaming. He really came for me and he was here holding me. Oh, he's so adorable, running just like short. Not short. Instantly just going for me. That's adorable.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm fine. I almost couldn't believe it, but I wrapped my arms around Matthew's torso, pulling him tighter to me as I took in one more whiff of his scent. However, before I could melt into his arms in relief at his presence, he was forcefully dragged backwards.
Hold it, hold it, hold it!
Whoa!
Huh? I watched as the fairy figure gripped Matthew's hoodie and roughly pulled him away from me with an angered face. Wait, hold on!
Matthew!
Before anyone could react, Matthew spun around and swiped at the fairy. They squeaked and released him, floating higher into the air.
Hands off!
You hands off!
I quickly rushed over and held Matthew's hand, wanting to bring his attention away from the fairy and back to me. Kiss him or Matthew? Why would he kiss him? Wouldn't that be awkward because everyone's there? This is kind of a tough choice. I don't want to screw up. Kiss him, just magically kiss him. I reached up and grabbed Matthew's face, pulling him to me and kissed him. His eyes stared in shock before he melted against my lips and held my head in his hands, kissing me deeper. I closed my eyes in sync with his as I lowered my hand. This is awkward, but you know, whatever. I haven't seen him for a whole day or so in Demon World. As I lowered my hands to wrap them around his shoulders, I was beyond happy to feel him again. At that moment, I didn't even care how he had found me. I was just happy that he was there and with me again. Unfortunately, Matthew and I couldn't stay close for long. The fairy's shouting caused us to pull apart to look at them.
He has the same aura as the Demon Lord!
Oh! Rubbing her head and glaring at the fairy, Diana stepped up, crossing her arms and rubbing her temple.
Well, he is the son of the Demon Lord.
That's not what I meant! I'm saying... Ugh!
Come on, let's get you home.
Matthew gently took my hand and tugged me towards his brother. However, this time Diana stepped in front of Matthew.
I'm afraid she can't leave.
And why not?
She's been cursed. She can't leave this plane without dying. But if you wish to kill your bride to bring her back to the human world, then be my guest.
Matthew glared at Diana and stepped in front of me protectively.
Why should I believe you?
It's true, Matthew. The Demon Lord cursed me, so I can't leave. I placed my hand on Matthew's shoulder, causing him to turn his head and look at me in surprise. His expression morphed from anger to sudden fear.
What? You can't be serious.
We are, but don't worry. We plan to kill the one who cursed her soon enough.
When?
1 week's time.
1 week? What?
I need a cough real quick.
Where is this number coming from, Succubus?
We need to fully prepare ourselves for the final stage, which I'm certain will only take a couple of days. We've pinned him into a corner. The Demon Lord will fall.
Hopefully, whatever I coughed up
That's
is
rather
gone.
bold to assume.
Alright.
But is it worth killing someone?
I say the curse or I say the trap. Oh crap, I wasn't reading. Blah blah blah, both have their prices. Which one was better? From the look of it, no one wanted to speak, so wait, I
can still cage him in.
When we finally strike, we will lose hundreds, if not thousands of soldiers.
Soulless fuck.
We can still cage him in.
So, do we curse him or do we trap him? Didn't I choose a curse last time? Oh, trap. Wait, what?
But
We can't just sit around and debate this forever.
How are...
But is it worth killing someone to trap him?
Okay, and what's the
idiotic.
curse?
If the walls were blessed with holy magic, the Demon Lord wouldn't be able to escape until we released him.
It's white magic.
I've had...
How the fuck? And what will stop the Demon Lord from tearing down the walls? How the fuck did you...
I don't remember what I picked. Did I say the curse? I mean, does it matter? I'm kind of scared because I really don't remember what I picked. The Demon Lord had trapped me here with the blood of 1,000 demons. It was only fair to trap him with the life of just one. Yeah, I think I chose that. Diana looked at Zero for a moment before turning towards me, a look of seriousness emanating from her eyes.
You may call him...
What are you talking about? Wait, what's her voice like?
What are you talking about?
I will not take untrained...
We can fight too. The boy stared at Diana. She turned her head towards Sam. He was right though. They knew how to train, so they knew how to fight. If they fought with this rebellion, there would be a better chance of winning this war.
You all realize this is a war, correct? You can't...
We do.
Okay. Diana could only stare at our group as we challenged her proclamation. I wrapped my hand around my fiancé's arm, frightened at the idea of participating in a war. But knowing that we needed all the strength we could muster to finish off the Demon Lord, this was the only way that I could go home. I blushed oh, this is the outfit when Diana made it for us. I blushed getting used to the feel of the outfit. The corset wasn't tight, but it was still something new along with the rest of the garb. Matthew, however, smiled down at me and kissed over my forehead.
You look really cute.
No. Thanks.
Now, if you'll excuse...
Alright, this entire experience was not something I expected to go through, especially since it was now interfering with my wedding. I was trapped in the demon world under a curse I couldn't break without the Demon Lord being killed, and I was expected to wait. The entire journey to my room became one filled with mild anger within me. At least Matthew was here to help me through this, but I still couldn't help but let the situation sink underneath my skin. This wasn't fair at all. I knew Matthew could sense my anger as he gently squeezed my hand, which was gently cupped in his as he walked beside me.
Hey, what's wrong?
Tell him. I let out a shaky sigh and looked at him, letting it go. It's just unfair, you know. This whole thing has become a large, complicated mess, and I gritted my teeth and squeezed Matthew's hand back. I didn't want to complain, as things were going to be fixed soon, but it was still infuriating to think that I couldn't do anything immediately. Matthew slowly released my hand and wrapped it around my shoulder.
Hey, don't worry about it, alright? Think about it as a vacation or something.
A vacation? Matthew grinned and nodded, hugging me slightly to his side.
Yeah, a vacation to, see new sights?
I couldn't help the amused smile on my face as Matthew tried to make me feel better. It was another reason why I adored him. He did his very best to make sure that I was happy. Despite the crappy situation we were in, I was thankful for that. I wrapped my arm around him and nodded. Thanks, Matthew. Matthew smiled and nodded before kissing my cheek.
You're welcome. Anything for you.
Can you stop being cute? Matthew and I continued to walk down the halls of the castle until we arrived at the same ambassador room I had slept in before. I guess that the room was mine for now. And that's where we're gonna stop for today. I'm just gonna keep it right there because, why not? But that's where we're gonna stop it for today. We're here with Matthew, not alone in the demon world anymore. I feel like this route's gonna be quite interesting. I don't know if, do we need training? I don't know. I don't know if we need training because Shadow sucked at giving us training because he kicked us out, even though I was trying really hard not to get kicked out. Didn't matter anyway, but that's gonna be it for today. I'm really excited for Matthew's route, like I said last episode, so hopefully things go well. So stay beautiful. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.